Hey everybody, this is Carlos again from Four Side Effects. Welcome to the 2015. I want to wish you first of all the happy new year. And once again, this year it should be an epic year for all of us here at Four Side Effects and our further projects. All right. All right. Before I continue on, I want to share with you what for us and me personally and my businesses as well, personal and professional, has been the most important thing in 2014. When I look back in 2014 and I notice my goals that we actually written, and what I mean I'm talking about my wife, myself, as a team, and we sat down and understood what we wanted to do and how do I need to apply myself into it, following what my mentors are saying, business wise, investment in the investment arena as well. My trading mentors, trading wise, we move into the more bigger arena. Amazing stuff. We got a huge amount of clients in the money management stuff. But I'm not there by myself, but I'm just letting you know that we have surpassed our goals in 2014. And I want to share with you those the reason why and the rules of engagement that I followed in order to reach those levels. And here they are. I just wanted to share this with you. I shared this on my Facebook page. And my top 14 rules to become a better person and reach success in a guaranteed manner. I divided them in professional and personal. And first of all, I wanted to share with you, you got to be humble on the personal level. As soon as you're humble enough, you open up to receive more powerful information because you're more aware of what other people are doing, so you can learn from them and become amazingly better than what you are right now. It doesn't matter which level of success you're right now. If you maintain yourself humble enough, those things will come and you'll see it. At least this has been my personal experience. Always be grateful for what you have. This is more important than anything else. That definitely puts you into a very kind of a happy stage of how you feel. Always, this is something that I did a couple years ago, and it has turned our family around. We're always pretty much looking for each other. It's amazingly on a personal level, and on a family level. Always say love you to those you love regularly. Always be honest to yourself. That goes back into being humble again. If you notice right there, it goes hand in hand. So it is very important in those stages. Accept the past, your past mistakes, and learn from them. This goes in hand in your trading arena. I apply this every single day. This is why I say sometimes that I love sometimes when something doesn't go the right way. I go back and analyze what was the reason for it not to work out if I follow my strict strategic plan. So basically, once I applied what I've learned from my mistakes, I understood or even found out something new that I can apply to filter out my system, so on and so forth. On my personal level, when you obviously look at your past mistake, you certainly learn from them and don't repeat them. And this is definitely very important. Once again, that goes back in being humble and accept the fact that sometimes we make mistakes. All right. Never critique anybody else. Don't put your efforts and um, energy in paying attention to somebody else that doesn't do or doesn't comply with what you think, including myself. If you don't, I mean, basically, what I'm saying is, if you don't like anything or you don't have a positive opinion, don't put your energy into it. Just forget about them, put it aside, and plain and simple, move on. All right. So don't focus. It's your time is precious to waste it on making assumptions for somebody else. Just plain and simple, forget about them and go on and put your all of your efforts in what you're in based on what you're moving forward. All right. So this is goes in hand with definitely being honest to yourself and just plain and simple say, you know what, I don't like this. So, I'm not going to follow it anymore. I'm not going to pay attention to it. I personally don't watch televisions here. Um, at least this is something personal. I don't have time for negative stuff. I might as well find it online already if I have the time, if I need to find out about something. So I don't waste my time on negative stuff. That's basically what it means by never critique somebody else, and never say anything that you won't like somebody else to tell, to talk about you. So plain and simple, just forget about it and commit to learn more and apply what you learned. So basically that goes in hands with learn from your past mistakes. So basically keep learning. There's always uh, a learning process. I went back in time and I noticed that I spent pretty much a staggering amount of investment in learning, in the learning process. I learned a lot. I purchased a lot of self-help, including the fact of personal growth, um, financially on different levels, and especially in the trading arena. I took two personal seminars with my mentors and other seminars as well. So I keep learning. Don't think that I stopped, right at where I am right now. I just want to make sure if my peers are doing something different, they have like something that I can learn from. If it doesn't, I just found out about it. If it doesn't apply to my style, I just forget about it. But I keep learning constantly, and that's it. Once again, if it applies to you, it's okay. If you feel comfortable with it, you apply it. If it doesn't, just forget about it. Something that you learn new, just make you smarter. That's plain and simple. There's nothing wrong. The worst thing is going to happen that you become a smarter person. On my professional level, be always positive. Don't be afraid to be ashamed to ask for help. I certainly won't and don't do that. Don't feel afraid or ashamed. I always reach out my mentors and keep asking if I'm confused, if I have doubt on any positions or whatever for my clients. I go ahead and reach out, even if I have to pay for it. I don't care. I just want to make sure that what I'm doing is I'm doing the right decision. I know that I'm 100% responsible for my actions, but I do not get afraid or ashamed to ask for help before taking any you know position. This goes pretty much in hand in my personal life as well, and also in my business growth as well. I always have a mentor. Choose a role model. You can always choose a role model depending on what your business or your objectives are. If you're gonna lose weight or you want to go get in shape, follow those who actually has what has fulfill the goal of what you're looking for. In trading, many of you have chosen me. I'm really grateful about that. Or you have chosen someone else. As long as you can follow a role model that is always there, and you can clearly see that years go by and the person's doing the same thing and keeps getting better and better, and consistency is there. That should be the role model. Always follow those who has what you want, and don't be afraid to copy what works from that person. Copy only what works. This is what I've been doing over and over in every aspect of my life. I follow those who I admire, and I certainly would like to reach their success level, and I copy what they do, plain and simple. And I keep learning from it. So basically, I keep learning from my role models and I copy what they do. Make a detailed goal and plan to reach. And this has been an amazing journey in 2014. Once I completed all these levels right there, I always make a detailed goal and plan to reach my specific goals. And we surpassed those goals in 2014 when we sat down and looked back. It was amazing. So you never pay attention how much you're doing in 1 year until you go back and really sit down and analyze where you've been, how much you learned, how much you evolved, until you really sit down and make a detailed goal oriented plan, and see if you actually fulfill those. Measure your success and your progress of those plans and goals regularly, and never ever quit. So that there you have it. That's my 14 rules to become a better person and reach success. That pretty much guaranteed you reach your goals on whatever those are on every year. In this case, it's 2015, for 2015, and I really encourage you to do so. All right, so enough of that. So let's just get back into trading. So we're going back into trading mode. We're going to see if we can expand and do new things this year. The market this past year has been in a really, really crazy roller coaster. Pretty much the last 3 months, they've been kind of a dull. And if you notice on the currency market, just a few pairs has really provided us something very powerful in terms of movement and consistency, in comparison that in other years where through the process of the year they pretty much gave us a consistent opportunity back and forth. But this last year, pretty much in the last 3 or 4 months, powerful moves has been a few on specific pairs, and that has to do with the situation going on worldwide, in terms of the financial crisis and so on and so forth. So pay attention to all of that. One contingency plan to that is that you can move into other markets. I got clients who move trading precious metals. We help them in those levels. I personally trade every day the futures market as well when I don't see it fit on the currency market. And I got pretty much a few clients are still trading heavily into the currency market because they do a lot of hedging. And once again, they've been doing pretty good as long as you can identify which pair to concentrate that will provide you with the highest probability. And that's where we're going to be focusing a little bit heavier in this year. Focus only on those pairs and concentrate only on those pairs when we see it fit. And as a reminder, let's just start out with the plan of action. We always try to see the cross of the moving average in sync with the cross of the MACD. And I saw here these two guys pointing in the right direction. So tendency is confirmed on both sectors in the 4-hour chart to consider every pullback as an opportunity to go short. And the same thing will be inclined into the buy sector, into the buying section of it. All right. So in this case, we got 4-hour cross down on MAs. Cross down, wide apart, pointing downwards on the MACD, although we have a warning signal that this might be a bigger pullback. But the width and the angle of attack of the MACD definitely will provide us with one great opportunity to the downside. And that would be a pullback of 53.30, 53.97 on the British pound, targeting 51.07, 50.56, and 50.01. I see this guy's pretty far away, to be quite honest, so I'm going to focus on my 10 to 20 pips first, and I will liquidate half of my positions, move to break-even point. If the market gives me a little bit more, I will be inclined to do so. But certainly this is a bearish market going short on the pound dollar. Euro dollar, pretty much the same thing, wide apart, moving average to the downside. Now, if you notice here, just go to the 4-hour chart. We got wide apart, pointing downwards on the MACD, but the two lines are already below 20, meaning that this could really means a potential bottom formation on the euro dollar. Whereas on the British pound, the difference is that if you notice here, the line has it's still pretty much far away. So this looks like this guy has a little bit more inclined opportunity to give it one more sell setup, a little bit more accurate and with the highest probability than the euro dollar. Nevertheless, I saw the moving average wide apart, pointing downwards. This guy's as well on the 4-hour chart, so we're going to give it a shot. And that's going to be a pullback between 1987, 2024, targeting 1904, 1864, and 1824. Moving into the Australian dollar, we notice here how the market has been doing very healthy downward move. Do you see this is a healthy lower low, lower highs, very consistency, very nice. Go to the 4-hour chart, crosses the moving average, backed up by what? Crosses the MACD above the 80, coming to the downside. These are very nice setup right now as we speak on the Australian dollar. A pullback of 81.14, 81.51. Remember, we're going to look for a pivot step, wait for the support being broken or taken, being confirmed by still the moving average separated toward the downside, at least the minimum on the 30-minute chart, but at least a combination between 30 and 1 hour. and we're going to be targeting 80.34, 80.12, and 79.94. Moving into the dollar yen. If you notice here, can you tell if this is a trending market? You see this high taking a failed of continuing before the previous high. Same thing will apply. It's kind of a sideways situation. I don't feel comfortable with this setup. If you notice here, the MACD hasn't even crossed to the upper side. It was coming to the downside, was cut off, now crossing to the upper side. What do you guess? This is a market we should be what? Standing outside. There's no trade on the dollar yen. Euro yen, on the other hand, nice angle of attack towards the downside. Let's just check the MACD. Now, warning signal below 20, but if you notice the angle of attack between and the separation of these two guys, most likely, even though they're extremely bearish on below the 20 level, could sustain a one more pullback and a retest of this low. Now you notice that we have a target where the prices have already tested. That could also mean, because if I drop to the, let's just go to the 30-minute chart, the way that this one came out is because smart levels of the buying pressure of the smart money has already floating order as a retest of this low, and that's a reason, even though that they tested, they got it as a target. So we added up in here because I pretty much understand that they're probably going to do it like a pivot step. If they do a break, I'm going to be targeting the 43.37. From where they are right now, it's about 46 points. I'm going for remember 10 to 20. Let's see how that works. Break-even point as soon as I see some profits. I will liquidate half of my position, move my stop to break-even point. I'm sorry, and then try to ride the remaining of the position towards the next two levels right here. So we're going to be we're going to be waiting hopefully for a pullback of 44.21, 44.82, targeting 43.37, 42.68, and 42.38. And last but not least, pound yen. Now pound yen, nice pattern of newer lows, higher lows, and wide apart moving average. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Cross of the moving average is right here. They took the previous low. Very important over here. They failed to take this high, so this pivot step, bigger pivot step setup looks something like so. All right, you can see it. Price action is indicating an important high, an important low. This guy's made a double top on the 4-hour chart, failing to take the previous high. They took this small kind of important high, I mean low, not such. This for me was the important one, and closed below it. Nice angle of separation of the moving average. Is backing this up towards the downside, and now we're going to be waiting for hopefully a nice pullback between 88.77 and 80. I'm sorry, this is not the right level. It's right on top of it. 86.08 right there. Now the same thing will apply as a previous one. Let's just go to the 4-hour chart and see what's going on. Now this one's is nice angle of attack, cross to the downside, not even below the 20 level. These guys are going to pull back and give us one more shot toward the downside based on our experience. So we're going to be retargeting pretty much the low that they made. Remember, these are confirmed levels that we've received. 82.73, 82.13, and 81.74. I noticed this guys to be close to each other, so it might look like this might be an area of a potential bottom support level. So as we speak, the market is pulling back up. So I'll go as low as 30-minute. I will not use as important low for a pivot step. I will wait until the market probably do another pivot. Let me just drop down to 15-minute, and we can certainly potentially. I can't use this as a pivot. Some people will do. I don't like it. I like to use the original low, but this is kind of too steep for me. So I will pretty much wait at the minimum 30-minute. And you notice these two pivots? That's a very nice two pivots, pivot step pattern right there. You see it? Very nice, very well done. This is what we're looking for to repeat itself again as we speak. And then once a break comes in, I can drop all the way to 15-minute. Yes, you can do so. Once the break of the pivot is there, you can drop to the 15-minute if you want to, the minimum. But make sure that the moving average are separated on the 30-minute and 1 hour. Go to the 15-minute. If you see a pivot step break and close below of it, as long as 30 and 1 hour MAs are still separated towards the downside, that's a clear go to short the position. So we're going to apply the same thing in here on the pound yen. All right, so that's it for now. Once again, thank you very much for being with us this last year. This is going to be a very, very powerful year. We're certainly going to push our boundaries of our services and try to come up with new areas and new offerings to make things better. If you got any ideas that you want Foresight FX to be considering and add it up to you guys, just let us know. We'll think about it. Let's see what we can add up in here. We really are honing our goals and focus to become one of the best services on the internet in forecasting price movements on the currency market. All right, so that's it for now. This is Carlos Diaz from Foresight FX, and I'll see you in the next forecast.